In this video, we go over 5 great items under $200 for DJs and producers. Find out which ones those are coming up. Thank you for watching PDot TV, where you'll find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. Now let's get into the video. So this week, the first few items are for the producers out there. The first item we have is the Korg Volca FM. Now what's really cool about this, and I still think this is one of the coolest features on any Volca that Korg has put out, is that this is basically a shrunk down version of the Juno 106 and can actually load classic Juno 106 patches as well. So if you have those patches, or you can even search for them online and grab them, you can actually load those directly into this and get basically the same kind of sounds that you get out of a Juno 106. There's tons of patches out there that people have made, and it makes for just a really fat, nice analog sounding sound, I guess is the best way to put it. The Juno 106 is one of the classic synths of the 80s, and it's making a resurgence with the future bass movement that's been going on. You hear it on a lot of tracks from the camps like Selection and Team Supreme and such. So if you're into that kind of sound, into the future bass sound, this is a really cool piece, and it's really cheap too. So this is well under 200 bucks, and you get a lot of work out of it. So if you're looking for a new synth and you don't want to spend that much money, definitely check out the Volca FM. Now it doesn't have USB, so getting it to your actual DAW may take a little bit more work. You're gonna need an audio interface to have it connect to your DAW and record it, but it's well worth it. It makes such great sounds in such a small box and for such a great price. Next up, we have the Moog Workstat 01. Now what's really cool about this is this actually started out as just like a random project that they had at a special event that Moog threw, and it was so popular that they actually made it into an actual product. Now this is more of like a DIY kind of build it yourself project, and I would say it's not more for actual production, but just getting a basic understanding of how analog synthesis works and how these things are put together. And I'll say that after putting one of these together, you'll definitely have a greater appreciation of how synths work, and especially you get a better understanding of how more complicated synths work as well. And I love the way that this has a patch bay, so you have to manually patch things, one item on the synth to another to get functions that you need. If you've ever worked in an old school studio and have worked with any kind of patch bays before, or any modular synths, you know what I'm talking about. It takes a little more effort, but you get an appreciation and a greater understanding of how analog synthesis works. And here we have the AudioTechnica AT2020 USB. I really like this microphone. This is great for recording voiceovers just like this one, or if you want to record vocals, AudioTechnica makes some great mics. This one right here will sound pretty good, especially for this price, under 200 bucks. You get a good quality condenser microphone. Not only is it a condenser microphone, but it's USB as well, so plugging this into your computer is way easier, especially if you're just starting out and you don't have an audio interface and you don't want to lug around a ton of gear. Or even better yet, if you're traveling a lot and you still want to record vocals or want to record instruments, or you need to just do some quick recording work and you don't want to lug around your interface along with your laptop and the microphone, this thing eliminates that, because you can go straight USB from the microphone into your computer, and it's easy as that. So if you're looking for a nice easy audio solution for recording, definitely check out this AudioTechnica AT2020. And these last couple items are for the DJs out there. Right here we have the Raidin F2 portable fader, back in stock. The F1 sold really well, and this is the F2. Now I really like this fader. If you've seen my current portable setup, I do have the Jesse Dean in mind, but I really love this Raidin portable fader. I mean, Raidin are my homies, so shout out to them. But to have a mini Inno fader as well as a battery built into this thing, it's so good. The quality of this fader, I will say, is way better than any of the Jesse Dean products. I mean, it's an Innofader Mini inside of this thing. So if you've ever scratched on a Tractor Control Z2 or any of the Mixars mixers or DJTech mixers, you've played on a mini Innofader before, and you know how tight and how smooth the cut is. So if you're looking to get pretty much the best actual external crossfader you can buy for your portable setup, I would say this is the one, and this is well under the $200 limit. This is just $135. You get this great fader that can plug into any portable turntable, or any turntable for that matter, and you're good to go. And the build quality on this thing is great. The first Raidin faders came in a plastic housing. This thing is all metal. It's super robust. When you feel the weight and you feel the quality like casing on this thing, you know that you bought a quality product. And finally, a mixer that a lot of people have kind of forgot about. This is the DJTech DIF1S. Now this was basically the beginning of the wave of, cheaper but still quality scratch mixers that have been coming out over the last few years. And to me, this is still a solid pickup. Now to me, what I really love about this thing is the actual color scheme of it. It reminds me of the very first Vestax PMC 05 Pros that came out, that nice solid gray colorway. It's just so dope to see. The actual mini innovator in this thing is butter. You don't get full kill EQs, you don't get filters, you don't get all the extra on this mixer. It's just basically a 2-channel scratch mixer that will perform. What's really cool about this though is it does have the DVS switches on the top, so it has extra inputs. So if you're running an external DVS device like a Serato SL2 or that Pioneer interface, the Interface 2, plug that interface into the mixer and not have to worry about unplugging and replugging your actual turntables or CDJs or whatever you have plugged up to it. It actually has kind of like a pass-through on the back of it, which is really cool. So it kind of simplifies that setup, especially if you only have a interface with one USB, and it makes switchovers a lot easier. So if you're looking for a cheap scratch mixer that's still quality, that you can still cut on for hours and hours and hours, this DJTech still fits the bill. So that's a look at 5 great items under $200 for DJs and producers. If you're interested in purchasing any of those, links can be found down below in the description. And as always, if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click right here to subscribe to this channel. Or if you'd like to watch more content, go ahead and click on that video right there. And thank you for watching PDot TV, where you find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. See you next time.